Can states refuse federal unfunded mandates? Imagine a situation where the federal government requires states to implement certain policies or programs without providing any financial assistance. This scenario raises the question of whether states have the authority to refuse such mandates. To understand this, it is essential to explore the legal and constitutional framework that governs the relationship between federal and state governments. Federal mandates are directives issued by the national government that requiring states to take specific actions. When these mandates are unfunded, it means that the federal government does not allocate funds to help states cover the costs associated with compliance. States often face financial and administrative challenges when implementing these mandates, which can lead to resistance or refusal. The legal basis for states refusing unfunded mandates is rooted in the principles of sovereignty and the 10th Amendment of the United States Constitution. The 10th Amendment reserves powers not delegated to the federal government to the states or the people. This means that states have the authority to refuse to comply with federal mandates that they believe exceed federal powers or infringe upon their sovereignty. However, refusing to implement federal mandates is not always straightforward. Courts have generally upheld the federal government's authority to impose mandates, especially when they are tied to federal funding programs or are part of broader national policy objectives. In cases where mandates are unfunded, courts have sometimes ruled that states cannot refuse to comply if the mandates are deemed to be within the scope of federal authority or are necessary to achieve federal interests. Nevertheless, states have employed various strategies to push back against unfunded mandates. They may pass legislation to refuse compliance, challenge the mandates in court, or seek legislative relief from Congress. For example, some states have enacted laws to prevent state agencies from implementing certain federal mandates unless federal funds are provided. Others have challenged mandates on constitutional grounds, arguing that they violate state sovereignty or impose undue financial burdens. In summary, while states technically possess the legal right to refuse unfunded federal mandates based on constitutional principles, practical and legal considerations often complicate this refusal. The balance of power between federal authority and state sovereignty continues to be a dynamic and evolving aspect of American governance.